The legend Dan Henderson was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he had something to say about Sean Strickland. First and foremost, I just want to say Dan Henderson is one of the greatest of all time. He is very underrated. He doesn't get brought up in GOAT discussion enough. Has transcended multiple weight classes, was a 170 pounder, went all the way up to heavyweight, knocked out the heavyweight GOAT, Fedor, even though Fedor was a little bit on the slide. Fair enough, but still, I did not expect that to happen. And Dan Henderson has been in there against the who's who and has tremendous finishes. His right hand is one of the best weapons in sports history. So, with that said, this is a man who, when he speaks about the sport of MMA, you have to shut up and listen. He says this about Sean Strickland. He was at my gym for like 3 years. We kind of had to let him go. He just kind of gets too involved in talking shit about people. I liked him in the gym. I liked him there. He was a great training partner. You need at least one guy in your gym that does that and goes hard and makes everybody else go hard when they're going against him. So I liked it. He just was too disrespectful to teammates and stuff. I always rooted for him when he left. So I made a video about Sean Strickland back when he did that thing with Dusty Brown, the Detroit Battles Survival Guide guy, right? And he pushed him over. And I talked about how Sean Strickland is a classless individual. And I stand on that, man. I stand on that. Why do I say that? I say that because it's okay to promote a fight and things like that, sure. But to go into someone's shop, like the Detroit guy, and hit him with a sneak attack move when that's not even how a robber would react. Like, a robber that was trying to rob the guy would not react the way Sean Strickland reacts. Sean Strickland went in there with a preemptive counter, and he wasn't open-minded to what he was learning. He was acting like a clown that day. Sean Strickland also went on to the MMA Hour, and I know how a lot of MMA fans feel about Ariel Helwani these days. However, Ariel Helwani is an institution of the sport, and he's been around forever, and without Ariel Helwani, guys like MMA Guru wouldn't be able to have a job. You get what I'm saying? So guys like Ariel Helwani paved the way for guys like MMA Guru and people who follow suit, like myself and other content creators. So the Schmo, Luke Thomas, all these guys. So with that said, he goes on Ariel Helwani's show as a fighter. Ariel's not a fighter. He's never proclaimed to be a fighter. He's never proclaimed to be a tough guy. And he goes on his show and tries to bully him and talk about how you would let a guy fuck your wife in front of you, all this stuff that even if you do believe it, there's no need to bring it up. It's just not right, and it's disrespectful. That's the key word. That's why he got kicked out of Team Quest. Look at what Dan Henderson says. He was just too disrespectful. Martial arts is about respect, believe it or not, people. It's not just about the violence and talking and making money. Martial arts, when it was first, created, was about the martial way, the warrior way, things like that, being disciplined, respectful, bowing, culture, things like that. Over the years, it's gotten saturated with people like Sean Strickland who think it's okay to be disrespectful and walk into someone else's. You're a guest on Ariel Helwani's show, bro, and you're going on his show, which is an iconic show for MMA fighters, gives you the platform to say what you want, and you go on there and you try to embarrass him and humiliate him and things like that. There's something wrong with you, man. There's something wrong with you, and you go in there and it's just not right. And I think humbling yourself and being more of a classy individual, being more of a respectful individual will go a long way for him. Not just in his own personal growth, but in his personal life in general and just in every facet, I believe. This story right here does not surprise me at all, hearing Dan Henderson, of all people, say that he had to kick Sean Strickland out because he was disrespectful to teammates. I'm not surprised at all. I believe it 100%. And that's pretty much it for this video. I would like for Sean Strickland to, be braggadocious, be yourself. But just because you're being yourself doesn't mean you have to be rude and disrespectful to people. You get what I'm saying? I read the comments to these posts and stuff like that, and people are like, "Oh, it's just words at the end of the day." Da da da. No, it's not just words at the end of the day. Words matter. The way you talk to people matters. You get what I'm saying? If I go into a place, I'm going to respect the janitor the same way I respect the CEO. And it's not for any other reason than the fact that, it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do, is to give people their respect. Now, if Ariel Helwani ambushed Sean Strickland and came out with all these questions where, these gotcha questions, right? Okay, fine, you can give it back to him. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. You know, there's times where disrespect is justified, and there's times where you're just being a fucking dick. And I think that's Sean Strickland more often than not. So let me know what you think in the comment section. If you agree with me, disagree with me, it does not matter. Just join the discussion, and please follow for more. You are appreciated.